All right, we're live. I have RHMax here. We have some others joining us, I believe, so that should be fun. But I got all I need right here, Mr. RHMax, my good buddy. And we're
Working a
chilling.
double.
Got the coffee background because I have a little cup of coffee. I was at the gym. I was just about to tell RHMax, and then I was like, well, we should go live since it's time. But I started taking creatine again. Have you ever done creatine? Do you ever do that?
Like I've tried it a while back when I was working out or when I was playing sports or something. I don't think, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I had much success with it. It's kind of like one of the, it always annoys me to have to take things every day. Like I feel like it's such friction to have to do that. And then you have to wait. And it's like, I'm all for delayed gratification, but at the same time, I don't know. I just always felt like that was just something I didn't want to do every day. So I would try to avoid like that
Yeah.
process.
I did it for like a month, about a year ago, and I actually really liked it. I felt more mental clarity, I guess. I felt like I could really focus on things. You have to drink a lot of. If I didn't drink enough water, I felt like crap. But and I also felt like I could work out harder. So even though creatine, like it, the water makes your muscles bigger, I felt like I was getting bigger muscles just because I was able to work out harder and longer, and like my body recovered faster. But the friend who actually put me onto it, um, he takes it more for mental clarity than physical stuff. So there's like cool studies about and it can depend on the person. I know some people who don't like it or whatever. For me, I just got to make sure once I take it, I go work out or do something active, and I like drink enough water. So, which isn't a bad thing. Drinking water is pretty good. But yeah, I'm on day 2 of restarting. I bought some a few months ago, and I've been like, oh, I want to do it again. And then finally, just had the big engagement Sunday. I feel like I've turned a new leaf in life. I'm like, all right, ready to go start working out again, because I've been kind of lazy, especially with the course going on. I didn't work out for like a week or two. So I'm like, all right, back in the gym, ready to get fit
Yeah.
again. I'm feeling pudgy. So
I felt pudgy the other day, and I was eating a lot of cake and sugar, and I've got this thing where I have a sensitivity to sugar now, which is a good thing. So I was like eating a lot of cake and pastries, and I love pastries. I love tasting different things and trying different kinds of desserts.
nice.
I don't eat very much of it, but I won't eat very much during the day, but I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go like try 3 different pastries from some of the shops I like, and then just kind of like taste them and all that. That's one of the things I like to do, me and my family. And so I was,
Okay. Just kidding.
I, yeah, I kind of set that up as being like, oh, I'm just this like quaint little person. I drink tea as well. I just sit with my teacup. I like my soy cappuccino. Shout out to Air Friends on me. Anyways, I've been going the opposite direction. It's been motivating me to stop eating, aka fasting. I'm on like 42 hours right now on my fast.
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask. You look rough,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna you can't see the bottom of my shirt, but it's got shredded. It's got rips and all this stuff. It's been like,
Oh
just
man.
why can't I smell the fries in the background. They gave me off fry duty, thankfully. I smell them in the background. The burgers, they're very cheap and very kind of tasty if you're hungry, but I just can't do it. Cannot eat anything. So I do. LaCroix.
Ooh, nice. I get store brand plain seltzer, but the LaCroix was on sale. So I was like, okay, let me try that. And there actually is a difference between the LaCroix and the Harris Teeter brand. It was a
Mm,
noticeable, nicer water taste. So
I don't really like any of them, honestly. Like when I drink this, I'm just like, this doesn't help anything. It just gives me a flavor. It distracts my mind. It makes my mind think of a different flavor for a minute. It does not help with hunger at all. Like LaCroix, I'll tell you what helps with
interesting.
hunger. Yeah. So my top three. So what have I been drinking during a fast, for example? Water, of course, but that's just kind of, yeah, it helps a little bit. But the top one is, I would say, coffee. So you can decaf, caffeinated, whatever. It's very, very low calories. I think 5 to 7 calories is okay, not to break a fast. And then I have this Dr. Berg's electrolyte powder, which has magnesium, potassium, things like that. So you don't have to drink salt water with it, or at least I don't. I don't do that because it has all these vitamins in it, and it's got the artificial sweetener, so still 0 calories. So I have 2 different kinds of that. And then lemon water, lemon ginger water, lemon, plus anything else that doesn't have any calories water, no honey, nothing like that, no sweeteners. I guess you could do artificial sweetener, but I don't know if I would do that in a hot drink. But those are things that actually help reduce appetite or hunger or make me feel good in some way. LaCroix does not do that. No carbonated water has done that for me.
Interesting, because I do flavorless, and I do think it makes me feel a little more full than normal water. Maybe because of the bubbles, the carbonation.
Maybe. I haven't any luck with it. So I'm drinking it now just because I'm like, why not? I have some, so like, why not drink it? And I drink it to rotate because I don't want to get tired. Because if I'm drinking lemon water all day, it starts like I just start rejecting it. Like I don't want to drink any more lemon water. So, and I don't want to drink coffee all the time because I don't want the caffeine high, and I want I want to balance that out too. So this is just LaCroix is in my rotation of things to drink while I'm fasting. That's the only reason I'm drinking it. It doesn't really help with anything. It smells like coconut more than tastes like coconut.
So you're doing how many? You're doing 2-day fast right now, or 3 days?
We'll see. I'm gonna go to at least 2 day, and that's dinner. But I feel like if I go to dinner, that's the easiest time for me to just keep going because I go to sleep like 3 hours later. So why not just do at least 2.5 day? So I'm thinking about that. We'll see. I did 2 day before. I'll do probably 2.5 day on this one, and I got a 3 day fast coming up, which I'm doing a fast for a couple days at home, and then I'm going basically camping with a friend who's also doing it, and
primal.
Basically, our going camping is like not bringing any. Basically, go camping and not bringing any food. That's our plan.
Ooh, that's cool, man.
Hang out and enjoy nature and stuff.
Man, so is it really that hard to do a fast, like 2-day fast? I mean, it's to me, I'm like, oh, that sounds easy. Yeah, maybe it's a little hard, but it doesn't seem that hard. I haven't done it, so
I think the way you set up your environment can make it easier. So asking is it hard is just this big question of depends on who you are and how big
you're at McDonald's.
Yeah, like do you smell double cheeseburgers in the background? Like if you remove yourself, if you like stop handling food, you stop looking at food, you stop, and it's hard if you have a family and stuff, like you're gonna be around it. But if you're just able to be like, I don't know, I'm very goal oriented, so that helps a lot. Like when I say I'm going to do something, or I set a goal, I'm like, okay, I talk about it. Why am I doing this? Make sure I'm in. When I'm in, I set a schedule. I'm going to do it for where 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is, and then I'm just like, all right, I'm just not going to eat. For example, I'm not going to eat. And when I look at food or I try to think of food, I'm just like, it's not happening. Just so like. Basically convincing yourself that there's no possible way to not do what you're doing helps me a lot. At least it's like, no, you're going to keep your promise, right? Like that kind of thing to yourself. So that helps me do it. So being goal oriented, and just having, I think the electrolyte powder is great because I think I want to reduce the pain as much as possible from it. So I don't want to get cramps. I don't want to like drink salt water, and that just doesn't sound very tasty to me. I want to still have pleasure. I want to be able to drink things because I think that one thing I've learned from fasting is we really just eat for fun, honestly. Like we really don't need to eat that much. And most of our eating, most of our 3 meals a day stuff is just for fun. Like it's part of a routine. It's part of a thing. And yeah, you get energy. I know different people, if you're not the average person, you're working out a lot and stuff, you're going to need more calories, need more protein, whatever it is. I do that too. Like this is not for building weight. This is not for like vigorous exercise, which is another big part of my life. So I guess that's kind of a bummer. It's like, I can't just go like run a mile or 2 right now, because if I do, I'm just going to feel like super down and super like, I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe after the stream, I'll go run a mile or 2 and see how I feel. But
yeah,
I went for a run the other day when I was fasting. I was like, this doesn't feel very good. I'm not going to do very much. Anyways, distracting yourself, put yourself in a good environment, being, doing what you say you're going to do, as far as like setting a goal and be like, no matter what, I'm not going to get out of this. Having meaning behind it. So like, what is your goal? Because you could be sitting there and be like, okay, why am I not eating? This is stupid. Like, why would I do this? But if you have a good reason for not doing it, you want to lose weight, or you want to clear your mind, or you want to just challenge yourself in some way. If you have a strong meaning behind what you're doing, that'll help you not talk yourself out of doing it and stopping early, all that stuff too. So for me, the biggest thing to help is have a goal and have a reason for it. Reduce the pain as much as possible with, plenty of water, plenty of electrolytes, vitamins and stuff, coffee, whatever gives you pleasure. And then not making it too hard where you are like still, I think a lot of pleasure does come from eating, whether you realize it or not. You start realizing it more when you start fasting. So replacing that routine, replacing that with something else to distract yourself, or otherwise be like, yeah, I don't need to eat right now. I can just I can do other stuff. I can get a lot more work done. Some people like that from it. Those are the keys that have helped me get through. And man, I've talked on Twitter. I never thought I'd get so many replies. The first time I was like, I'm doing fasting. Any tips? Got like 100 comments. People saying all these different things. I actually learned a lot. And the second time, I got a whole bunch more comments and stuff. And then people telling their stories of them fasting for they're like, I feel like me doing 2 or 3 days is like not even scratching the surface to what a lot of people do. They're like, oh, that's the hardest days. I'm like, some people talk about fasting for a week, for 10 days, for a month. I heard somebody talk about fasting for a month, which I'm like, I don't know how that works. Like you must lose 20% of your weight or something. That's crazy. So,
Jeez, yeah.
So anyways, that's my fasting experience so far. And for me, I want to do it. I like challenging myself. I like clearing. I think getting rid of a lot of this stuff, again, eating the cakes, eating the pastries and sugar. Sometimes I eat too much of it. I'll usually not, but when I do, I start being like, I want to cleanse my body. It feels like I want to hey, I did too much of this stuff. Let me get rid of it. Let me do some kind of cleanse. And sometimes going sugar free or calorie free for the most part for a few days or so, that seems to be what's working. And again, mentally, physically, all this stuff is I found fasting helpful for it.
Does it feel like a reset? I've heard something about the cells start regenerating or something.
There's a whole chart. Somebody posted a chart there's autophagy.
I saw that.
I think I might have retweeted too. It was like day 1, all this stuff happens. Day 2, all this stuff happens. Day 3, all this stuff happens. It's good for regenerating cells and getting rid of some of the dead weight, I guess, kind of stuff. If you really get into, so there's all kinds of different aspects. There's the spiritual part. There's the cleansing part. There's the nutrition level part. There's all these different angles that people like, and all these different fasts. People are dry fast. I guess you don't drink water. I don't know if I ever want to do a dry fast. I like drinking water. I feel like if I get dehydrated, it's not good. So if I was ever doing a dry fast, I would. So that's the other complexity that goes with my fast too, because some people are like, oh, you need to relax and just do all this stuff, meditate. Actually, I'm doing more meditation and all that stuff too. But I want to do a normal day. I still want to be productive. I still want to stream. I still want to just do all this normal stuff, but just not eat. So that's my thing with it too. It's with a lot of people, dry fast, or they say nothing but water, or some people just kind of turn it into keto just about, which is, a fine health thing too. It's just not fasting. So anyways, lots of people do it. A lot more people do it than I thought. A lot of people have different opinions, different ways of doing it. But the consensus is everyone who does it, or at least talks about it afterwards, has a lot of good experiences. So that's why and I got a friend who's been doing a lot of it too. Has been motivating. We've been motivating each other. So that's been fun.
Cool, man. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot about fasting lately too. So I've thought about trying it sometime. I just don't know when. Do you think I need to? Can you do everything you normally do and it's fine? I'm just oh man, I need to schedule it out and make sure everything's good. But
good question. Yeah. So the question is what do I miss doing that is harder to do when I'm fasting, other than eating? No, I had to go through the normal day. Other than I like to do vigorous exercise. I like to go for long runs or play sports and stuff like that. And that's when you're going to get you're going to start feeling oh, I need some calories. You're going to be burning what you have already, but you're not going to get that fresh fuel. If you don't have any carbs, you're not going to get that quick energy that you normally would get when you're eating. So I think that's the only thing I miss, is just having a lot of energy to do exercise. Not energy mentally, not energy just in a normal type of energy when you're just kind of, going through your day, you're working at your job or whatever. But the physical energy that I like to have is, I can just go sprint whenever I want, or just go, play sports, or just do, go work outside for hours and hours. I have less of that energy. So that's the only thing I've noticed. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Well, let me address the chat here real quick.
What's up, chat?
Kaisa, good to see you. Fox Moldar, good to see you.
Kaisa's like, when are you gonna start talking about stuff I can clip? That's what Kaisa's saying. I'm not gonna clip the fasting conversation.
I am. So RHMax, I took your advice, and now I'm taking notes. 8 minutes fasting tips. 8 minutes in was when we were talking about it. So now I have some evergreen content. How about that?
Now you got people asking for timelines. Please add timestamps to video, Dev.
Oh man. But you'll never walk alone, Hex. Good to see you, man. I saw your DM. I was in the gym though, and then I rushed back here for the stream. But good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, we got a free Sami. I hope he gets his account back, but honestly, I'm kind of worried because Randy Hilarski lost his 30,000 follower account, and he wasn't doing anything wrong either, and he just never got it back. So it's kind of scary that can happen. That really sucks.
As long as they don't take his YouTube, I think if I had to choose one, I would choose having those 3 videos a day that somebody posts to YouTube. I love his Twitter too, and so but I want both, but at least they didn't take his YouTube. Knock on wood. Like, let's hopefully that never goes away. That would really suck.
Tim Harris, good to see you. Thank you very much. The coffee background. I usually use this background when I do an early morning stream, but I got a cup of coffee here, so I figured I'd throw it up. Cookie de chocolate. Good to see you. Good to see you. RHMax 3 McDoubles for $6.99. That's a good deal. Sheesh.
Yes. Let me know.
Great background for someone fasting.
I know. I didn't even notice that. I was like, let me just not look at that Big Mac up there. Yeah.
All right. So usually on my streams, I like going through every single chat, but since we're here on the social stream, just quickly, Crypto Bigfoot, good to see you. Stefan, of course. Drix, my man Drix, good to see you, man. Stefan, haven't seen you in a while. Like and share right now. That's right. Kaisa says the easiest, most beneficial fast he ever did was coconut water for 7 days. Interesting.
I do love coconut water. I feel like I could do that. That's definitely not a 0-calorie fast.
Sounds like cheating.
I mean, what would that be? It would just be like a liquid, just be like a coconut water fast. There's still going to be carbs, still going to be sugar, but man, that stuff is good. I don't want to burn myself out on it. I try to work on that too. Don't do too much of it.
The easiest fast I ever did was the fast when I ate food all day, every day.
Food fast? You had a food fast? or was that fast food?
I fast every day. I haven't eaten in like an hour, so I'm actually fasting right now. Namaste, everyone. This is my spiritual fast going on right now. So we got a good question from Allison. Maybe you know the answer to this. They're probably the Telegram. So she says, hey guys, what do you think about PHUX? You're not going to say that word. Can you recommend some good resources to learn more about it?
Yes, I can share my screen.
Whoa, can you? All right, I'll allow it.
I mean, if you allow me.
I'll allow it. Just no funny business.
If you allow me. Yes, I know. I'll try not to. I'll try to stop myself. So the best way to learn about PHUX is to go to phux.io and play with it. Well, they got 22. I remember them tweeting about the other day, almost 20 million in TVL, total value locked. 22 million now and 11 million in volume. That's pretty impressive for a DEX that's been around a couple weeks or so now. Pretty cool.
It's the talk of the town.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I like it. I got into it when it's first launched. I got to learn a little bit about it. It's basically, instead of, if you're providing liquidity on PulseX or Uniswap V2, then you got to put up 50% of both sides. This is a balancer fork, and you can do different ratios. You can have multiple coins. It's really good for stable coin pools, and it provides that kind of feature. So it's not, to me, I don't look at it as a rivalry or a competitor to PulseX. It's more complementary, really. It's just a different product for LP and farming and stuff. So you can just do different stuff with it. So it's just pretty cool. There's all kinds of different pools you can participate in. And it really helps, I think, like the Maximus perps and the Alex coins and stuff get more liquidity. That's like the only complaint I ever hear about Maximus coins is like, oh, there's so many coins, nobody wants to put up LP and all that stuff. And so it's harder to buy and sell it if you don't have a market that's providing all the buy and sell stuff or all the coins. So I think it helps with that a lot with the liquidity. And you can look at APRs and go through here, and you can the PHUX token, you can stake it, you can lock it up, and there's all this PHUX stuff as well. Prime, you can learn about that. There's a ton of videos. I saw a ton of content. Actually, Sloth did a PHUX walkthrough yesterday, and I was listening to it earlier, and I was checking it out. So that was a pretty cool video. Crypto Sloth PHUX. You can see a walkthrough and all that stuff too. But anyways, pretty cool. Cool. I like the founders. Dylan, Buck, and them seem to have their heads on straight as far as building products and actually releasing and doing cool stuff. There's airdrops. I think like every week they're giving airdrops to different people for sacking and all that. Maybe PulseChain holders and PulseX and stuff too. So was there a particular question or just how to learn more about it?
Yeah, where to go to learn more about it. So
I would just play with it a little bit. Yeah, so Sloth video. I mean, I have content too. I had Dylan and Sloth. I have search RHMax liquidity providing AMA 3, III for 3. And the last one we did had Dylan on there, and we went through a whole bunch of stuff, and I got clips on it too. If you want to learn the technical details, right on the website, they have Read Doc. You go to PHUX protocol, and you can learn how this stuff works and all that. I actually need to read more of this page too, because it goes through some of the cool stuff. So like why and versus PulseX they got too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I would just go through that and to learn more about it.
Cool. Well, I will do it later.
Do it.
Just do it later. That's cool. Nice. You know what I discovered today from someone was because I haven't really been checking my staker out much, but I found out that fatty.io is a really good portfolio tracker. So I was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Fatty. Yeah. You can use it to passively do it. You can sign in and see if you have any airdrops to claim as well. Yeah, it's really cool. I use it a lot too. Dope.
Yeah, I just set that up today. I feel pretty happy about it. So, Drick says twice a week, take a long walk or hike, take a crypto fast. Yeah. So yesterday I took my dog on a walk and I accidentally left my phone. Well, I closed the door and locked it and then realized my phone was inside, but I was like, oh, whatever. But I ended up going on like a 2-hour walk. There's like some nice trails through the woods and stuff. And that felt amazing. So nice. Definitely good to take a crypto fast. And then earlier this week, as you can see, I'm tan, very tan and gorgeous right now because I was laying by the pool quite a lot. Nice. But so yeah, did you want to talk about the wrapped Bitcoin stuff, RHMax?
I don't think anyone wants to hear me talk about it, honestly. So I'm not sure. Should ask the chat. I don't think anyone's talking about it right now, actually.
Good to see you, CP. Yeah, we'll see what everyone says. RHMax, share the link. Tag us on Twitter. Yes, that's right. Share the link. Tag us. We appreciate it. Hit the like button. Crypto Bigfoot is laughing. You got the PHUX airdrop. Yeah, mine was worth $3. So.
Just to remind everyone, I know we all pretend like, oh, airdrops, free money. Why? You're stupid for not taking them. They usually end up with like very small amounts. Even if you're a whale in some of these things, like I felt like I've been a whale in some of these airdrops where I felt like I've had a significant amount. Like, oh, I'm totally going to get a good airdrop for this one, and then it's like, oh nope, you just got the very small percentage. So with the PHUX one, I like the airdrop. And especially if you had some of the other PH tokens, you got rewarded much more than you did for like PulseChain or PulseX or whatever. And then with the Tetra airdrop that just happened, if you claimed it, if you're a PulseX sacrificer and you claimed it a while back, they just did that. But I think it was like 5555 Tetra, I think just a flat airdrop. It wasn't based on anything, I don't think. And, that may be a few dollars or something too, or maybe more, I'm not sure. But like everyone remember, like I know like all the founders and stuff, they love doing airdrops. They love to, people go crazy over it, but I'm just like, I don't know. To me, it's a carrot, right? And the carrot gets you into the ecosystem and it gets you talking about it. But it's I don't know. I haven't been disappointed with some of these airdrops, but I've just been like, yeah, it's free money, but think about now your consciousness, right? Your consciousness is in that project. So be careful which consciousness you put in each product, because some of them are better than others. And definitely, PHUX. I love PHUX. I love Tetra. Those are fine. And I remember back in the day, the Pulse Doge airdrop was like, some people got like hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars out of it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But realize that no matter what, like, they're given to you for a reason. It's not really free. It's not. There is no. I don't think there really is any free money. Like, they're like literally, yes, free money, whatever. It's dollar amount that you get it or something. But now, think about your time. Think about your consciousness. Think about how, I can become a whale now. Maybe I can get in early. I'm gonna start screaming at people to buy it too. It's like, think about what you're doing for that. So I would just say, think next level on these airdrops. And if it really is a cool project you're interested in, that's fine. But if it's not, be like, what do you value more? Do you value getting $5 or like spending the next 5 months in this project just because you got $5 in it? Again, love these two we just talked about though. I think they're pretty cool products.
Yeah, I had I got the Optimism airdrop, and I heard people talking about it, and I like bridged over there to have gas to claim the airdrop on Optimism, and it was worth like $600. And before getting it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go over there, get my airdrop, and dump it immediately. And then once I had it, I was like, oh my gosh, well, why don't I check their Telegram and see what everyone says? Is this going to go up in value?
Exactly.
What's going on? And I did end up just selling it because I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I didn't give a crap about this thing. And now I'm like, it's like I'm sucked into it now. It was weird. And then with the Pulse Doge, that was sick. That was a pretty sick airdrop. I made like a couple $1,000 on that because I didn't sell it all at once, and it ended up going to like the $9 rent mark. But then I sent some of it in to get a Pulse Doge sock NFT. I have no idea what's going on with that. Wow. I don't think I even like got it or claimed it. I have no idea what's happening with it. And I was like, man, I should have just sold that. I can't believe I mean, it was free, but whatever. Just oh man.
The way I think about it is before I even do the airdrop, I think, I wouldn't say before I even do it, but maybe after I do it, or even if I think about participating, I think, okay, do I actually like this project anyway? Would I ever talk about it on the stream? Would I ever have the founders on? If I wouldn't, maybe I should just stay away from it, because I don't even want to tempt myself to even be that involved. I don't want to be monetarily incentivized. Like, that's the thing. It's like another part of my no monetization policy is like, I don't want to do consulting. I don't want to monetize channel. I don't want people to pay me for things, because I don't want them to feel the reciprocity or I don't want to work for anyone. I don't want to sell my time. So like, even airdrops, like, I don't want to sell my consciousness. So like, I try to be very strict with that. And
but even if I do take the airdrop,
I mean, that's true. It's these burgers aren't going to eat themselves, and I'm not even going to eat them today. So I can just keep stacking burgers, and maybe one day I'll have enough to I'll create a staking protocol called Burger Coin.
Well,
and then I can airdrop everyone Burger Coin.
Well, McDonald's workers are the backbone of the nation. Where would we be without you? So you're actually good to society. So
I mean,
I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass.
All right. Appreciate that, Ben.
So Fox Moldar says PHUX takes money away from PulseX.
Well, everything does, though. Everything does. Everything is putting buying pressure. But
that's what I think too, because like, it's like, that's the same thing. Bitcoin, oh, you're making this other coin. It takes, like, I don't know. Like, so is my groceries. They're taking away from the PulseX. I bought the nice coffee. I could have had $5 extra for the thing. So,
gosh, why you keep messing up, Ben? Like, you bought coffee instead of DCAing.
I know.
You're crazy.
So I know you could really take this argument and run with it. I don't know, but I get people are upset about sacrifices and stuff. I personally thought it was bizarre that there were sacrifices going on, like when the first one happened, the liquid loans, which I think liquid loans is cool, and there's all these things seem cool. I'm like excited to see them, and obviously people are working hard on them. But I was like, well, the only reason I sacrificed was because it was like Richard Hart, who was like, here, yeah, give me your money, no expectations. I was like, well, it's Richard Hart, I trust him, you know. But when other people, I was like, what the heck? I was like, I thought this was like a Richard Hart thing. I can't believe like everyone's on board with this. So I kind of get that. But I think a lot of these things, like they do bring adoption to the chain, and people want to do Aave stuff and I don't know, whatever else. So,
well, I think the way you described it too, of okay, are you going to buy a coffee? You're going to DCA. Like that's prioritizer, right? You're like everything's splitting buying pressure, so you got to figure out what you're okay splitting that buying pressure with. And to me, I've talked about it before, like how I decide which projects I like, or that I have bags of and stuff is like the first tier category is if it's built like directly on or derivative of or obvious positive feedback loop with the blue chips, Hedron, Icosa, Maxima stuff, all the stuff that's like built to support that and like has this healthy feedback loop. And then second is like utilities, like products people need to do things in the ecosystem. Like that's like liquid loans, Power City, and like all the different banking type apps and all the different stuff that just make the experience better. And obviously will bring a lot of people in and keep people in because they can do what they need to do because we have all the Ethereum products. And then everything else is like either unknown or meme coins, or maybe has some onboarding, maybe doesn't. It's kind of like a coin flip. Who knows what the team's going to do? Everything else aside, but those two is what I rationalize of like, okay, these are a good product. Like Tetra, like automated DeFi, like bringing in more volume for PulseChain, like all these like obviously cool stuff that it can bring. So when you're thinking about, okay, should I buy coffee or DCA? It's like, well, it's probably best. I mean, everyone has their own decision, but for me, it's like I'm not going to go DCA's $5 or $6. Like I'm going to like enjoy my life. I enjoy real life number one always. And will I make sacrifices from time to time? Sure, but I'm not going to sacrifice coffee for that. And then to bring this back to PHUX, it's like, yeah, will there be people who take their liquidity from PulseX and put it in PHUX? Probably. Does PHUX solve a problem, have a purpose, and make PulseX better or PulseChain better in a lot of ways? Yeah, I think it does. A lot of people think it does. It's not just this new coin that we want to go to the moon, the PHUX token, which is the incentive token for the platform and all this stuff. It is, we see people who are building things that are legit products for the ecosystem. And to me, it fits into the utility category, which is what I'm interested in. So it's not that you shouldn't split buying pressure. It's that you should evaluate what you think it's worth splitting buying pressure with. And so it's always a trade-off. There's no, to me at least, it's not right, wrong, on, off, yes, no. It is what you're willing to, what kind of trade-off you're willing to make. That's the way I think about it.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, isn't PHUX, isn't that the GMX fork or whatever? Is that what PHUX is?
Yeah, not to be confused with the GPLX or something that was the rug pull that happened.
Right, yeah.
Not to be confused with that one.
That was, yeah, man. But so what they have famous, fiat, and PHUX, and I don't know. I know one's Aave, one's GMX. What's the other one?
There is so fiat, famous, and fatty. Well, fatty at IO, the wallet one. And there's fame. I think the sacrifice for fame is happening right now. Fame or famous. I don't know. I think they call it both. I'm not sure if they're actually the same thing or not. That's happening right now or soon. And you can stack Pulse or PulseX or something with it. So yeah, it's hard to run sacrifice in a bear market, especially when people are like, they don't want to part with their Pulse or Pulse right now. But I'm sure it'll probably do well because a lot of people like the team and like the products and all that stuff. So they've been building. I mean, they're definitely this balancer fork. The PHUX has been like, oh, that's actually very useful, a very interesting project. So, and then Fiat was their first one, and I think they're still going to take some training wheels off of that one, so people could do more stuff with it. later on as well, and launch on PulseChain. I think it's only launched on Ethereum right now.
So. Cool. Yeah, I feel like competition is good. So if RH wants to come along and compete, isn't it good that the competition goes first and then he can take what they did right and then improve upon anything he thinks they might have done wrong? I think that's pretty cool. But I don't know. It's like on Ethereum, Hex still did the 10,000x, and there's tons of things everywhere. So I think it's all good.
Yeah, I think it's a bear market, so everyone's overly concerned about everything right now. So I would.
This is what I said the other day. I said if we were 10x above SAC price, no one would care about any of like what's been going on. No one, there'd be no drama if we were 10x above SAC right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what the prices are, man. Like I really don't. I don't even care. I don't even think about. I look at the price when I want to sell, and I don't think I've thought very many times about selling when it's under the SAC rate that I waited 2 years to get. So I don't.
Yeah, I never.
I don't know why the price is important.
I never really look at it. Just like, whatever. Especially now, I feel like this is going to go. I've been saying, I think we're going to go sideways down for a while. I mean, maybe till the end of the year. I mean, I don't really see us. Maybe we don't even break our all-time high. It's funny to say our all-time high for Pulse and PulseX. Maybe we don't even break those till next year. Which maybe not. But I'm just kind of like, that'd be fine with me.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Like, I want like it's like it'd be fine, I'm either way, but like I'd be like, that could really help us shake out more people, give people who don't believe time to sell, and then give people who do believe time to accumulate. And then that's the redistribution of believers from non-believers. And then we have this beautiful launch pad. And then that's what gets us the 100 or 1,000 speculating, but that is what could get us those crazy numbers. So, I mean, that's just how it works. Like, there's a lot of guys still in profit. I'm pretty sure whales, they're still up. So like I think Money Gang Crypto, he shared this cool chart where it showed like if you were a squid, a 10x for you is actually like 0.007 or something. And for a whale, it's like 0.003 or 0.0003 or something. So like, these bigger bags, they had that volume bonus. So some of them are still in profit. So them selling now is like, they're still, and they sacrifice millions, if they sacrifice millions, so I think there's still room for lots of people to be shaken out. And I think even if we went back up to like SAC, all-time high and we touched it, there'd be a lot of people, I don't know, maybe waiting, just itching to like sell. And this is like all speculation. I have no idea. But I just don't know.
Like I said, I don't even think about it.
Gut feeling, I guess. Like, I think moving anytime soon.
I think the price I think the price is so unimportant for me right now. I just don't even think about it much. The only thing that I do think about is both accumulation and yield. So that's why I like the PulseX farms. That's why, places to get yield, the cheap Hex price, all this stuff. I'm so done with the price. Like I literally put it to the side in this kind of market condition because the price is never going to make me happy right now. It's just not. It's not going to make me happy. I mean, we've been talking about 10,000x for 2 years. Why would the price being below SAC rate or even 5 or 10x SAC rate, why would that be the euphoric moment? And why would that happen anytime soon? Like somebody explain that, why that happened. I'm not saying it won't, but like I wish somebody would lay the case for it happening because I haven't heard a lot of stuff around that. So I'm focused on yield.
I think there is a big, popular sentiment. PulseChain launches, we're all rich, So I didn't, I understand. I think there is a lot of people who maybe thought that, but I
thought we got more too.
PulseChain is great, but like launch is great, but that's like step one. And I was kind of like, I didn't want to believe it, but I was like, man, it's probably going to be like, a while before there's, I was hoping, we do so, like maybe it will happen. I mean, it was so unknown, but I think, it's an RH coin, Hex dipped. Richard's improved the design. It's not going to dip at launch this time. We're just going to, it's going to dip. But first, look at Ethereum. It did a 10x. And look at, we're going to do at least 100x, this kind of stuff. So I think that left a lot of people really disappointed. And I understand because it is, I don't really care, but it's all, I feel fine. I'm pretty happy with my bags. I feel good. If I have more time to accumulate, that's great. If not, okay. Whatever happens. But I do feel that pain of like, yeah, I sacrificed and waited 2 years, and now like it's below the sack rate. But here's what I realize is, I probably wouldn't have sold that into stablecoin and sat on it for 2 years if I hadn't sacrificed it. I probably would have held it in Hex, and I would be down way more, So I'm not
I would think about why you were even disappointed in the first place. Like, did you have expectations that it was going to go up?
Yes, I did.
How many times this guy can say? How many times can the guy say, "Stop having expectations"?
Call me crazy.
Do you not think anything's going to happen?
Call me crazy, but I mean, I was hopeful, But yeah,
well, hopeful is one thing, but like having expectations is what causes your disappointment. If you're hopeful,
no, I mean, I understand.
I was hopeful. I was like, oh yeah, maybe it'll go up like 10x. That'd be cool. And then it didn't. And I was like, oh, well, I guess it's not going to do that. So I was hopeful, but I wasn't like afterwards, like, okay, I can't look at the screen anymore because it didn't happen.
Yeah. So, but I understand people being upset, but I'm saying the perspective to garner is like, what would you have done had you not sacrificed? Would you really have held stable coins for 2 years and had it all there ready for entry? Like,
it's just not really butthurt. I don't know. I really do try to see the other side of it. I think I'm just so in the zone of like, I believe eventually it won't go up. So if one day if I stop believing, eventually it'll go up, then I'll be disappointed or I'll be sad or something too. But like, I'm so plugged in, it will go up eventually. That's what I believe. And if I have faith in that, and I believe, genius billionaire founder who I followed for a long time is here for glory and is not here to fail. If I truly believe that, then like, what am I worried about? Like, so, okay, if I have bills to pay, then there's a whole other section of like, okay, am I trying to make life plans around cashing out? Okay, well, then you've identified what's causing you the anxiety or the disappointment. You've tried to plan for something that's unknowable. Nobody knows. Nobody knows when it's going to happen. Nobody on earth knows when the market is going to go back up or if it's ever going to go back up or when.
Yeah.
No one knows any of that. So when you're making decisions and you're frustrated because you don't know things, then for me, I would be like, okay, stop trying to make decisions around that. Just be like, if you believe in the product and you believe it'll go up over time, there's only one thing you need to do, and that's wait. If you believe that.
All right. I triggered RHMax. I did it.
I don't get it sometimes. Like I understand people feel this way and have all these things. I get that they do, but I don't think they have to. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to be the example too. I'm trying to be an example of someone who does not care what the price is right now, who does not wake up and hope for green candles. I'm not that guy. And why is that? Like, if you want to have less disappointment, stop having expectations. If you want to have less anxiety, stop making plans about things that are not knowable. To me, it's just like common sense. But I know we get into it. We have this like community spirit. And I can understand all that. And I love the hype and I love, feeding off the energy too. But I think if you rely too much, like I tweeted about this the other day, if you rely too much on that energy from the green candles, obviously you're not going to have a lot of energy when red candles come. And if they keep coming and they're consistent and sideways, what are you going to do? So for me, I don't try to get my happiness. I don't try to get my energy. I don't try to get those things from all these good things happening that we want to happen, but I don't know if they're going to happen. So when it goes down too, I'm still that, I still have that stability. So I think that's my point is like, when you do that, know what you're doing. When you rely on green candles for happiness and you have red candles for sadness, like know what you're doing because you're like trying to rely on that. So if you don't want to do that, then stop doing that. Like stop doing it. Stop getting all the energy from one or the other. Like just be cool and sit with your whatever you think your plan is. Like that's what I'm doing, at least. Note, not financial advice.
Nice. All right, we got someone in the green room. Gonna bring him on. Good, but wise words. I've noticed that before, where I was like, man, when it's green, I'm happy. When it's red, I'm sad. This is not good. I need to look inward and figure that out. So, good advice there. Maybe people can relate to that. But KryptoKhalil, welcome. First time on the social stream, I believe.
Yeah, this is definitely the first time. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's happening, man?
How y'all doing? What are we talking about?
Ben was about to be like, WBTC is $500 now.
Is it really?
I have no idea. You were going to say that, weren't you, Ben?
Like 90.
It was 200 this morning, I think.
So, yeah, I haven't messed with it. I messed with it when it first was added originally on its first pump. I saw it was added as a yield farm, and I was like, oh, wow, that's funny. Why don't I just buy 2 of them? Because is Richard Hart trying to create parity between the wrapped Bitcoins? That's weird. And then it pumped to $1,000 per, and I sold them. I was like, sweet. But yeah, I don't
Sorry, Bitcoin $253 right now.
Nice, but yeah, I don't enjoy too much messing with that stuff, and I don't advise people to. But Alan says you're the McDonald's employee that tells you the ice cream machine isn't working as he eats an ice cream cone in front of you.
We discussed this. Yes, I'm that guy. And I said, I control the ice cream machine, and I will fill an extra large cup of ice cream and 20% sundae chocolate sauce in that if I want to. And I will just eat it or drink it. I don't know what you would do with that, but I would, whatever it is, I would do that with it. Yes.
All right. We got a Crispy Man here as well. So we got
What up?
Out now.
Hexfire.io. What's happening?
RHMax. Hey, listen, I just answered a comment from Khalil, I think.
Yeah, you probably did, but I think I left because I was getting a haircut, and then I had to cut it off. My barber was like, "Yeah, can you take the AirPod out?" I was like,
"Oh God, I see someone in the chat. I might have to mute him." This guy, Westcott.
Oh, no, yeah, get him out of here.
You don't know. You don't know.
Holy crap. He's shilling Fiat and Aave and Fame and GMX. God. He's shilling all this stuff in the chat right now.
If Fatty.io had a coin.
Maybe it's not the real guy.
He's shilling non-RH projects in the chat.
We already have Westcott boss.
Hey, Ben, you want to bring up? You want to get into that conversation now that Crispy and Khalil are here? Maybe they have some thoughts on it too.
Wait, this isn't an intervention or anything, is it?
No.
We everyone's here. Everyone's here that loves you, Crispy, and you've been trading too much lately. You haven't been staking enough. We've been watching your web traffic. We have your VPN tapped right now. And,
that's probably true.
Probably ran a $10 worth of PulseChain gas fee.
Yes.
So what
too much gas? You've been using Ethereum too much.
I've been using too much Ethereum.
What'd you say?
You want me to share this
yes, please.
Thing you sent?
There's 3 links. Yeah, if you could put them in a browser and share, because Twitter stopped working because I'm not logged in and it started getting paywalled, so I can't share it.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Annoying.
All right, so which one do you want me to bring up first?
In that order would be good.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Following command.
Please.
Why are you at McDonald's if you're fasting? What's going on?
You're promoting unhealthy behavior, sir. That's unhealthy food.
This is where I meditate. Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those White Goodman on shoot, what is it? Dodgeball, when he's got the pizza and he's going to shock himself and stuff. It's like I'm at McDonald's, but I'm like, no, I'm fasting. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. So alrighty. Max said, "Oh yeah, can you scroll up? Go to the first piece of it."
Whoa.
Yeah. So this is a video. It's like yeah.
Is this
last
you?
night? Yeah, that's me. That's Max.
All right.
Last night I was like, oh, BTC is going crazy. Let me stream real quick. So I streamed for about 30, 40 minutes. And my mouse died halfway through. So that was fun, having to switch mouses every 10 minutes. But I talked about this and I clipped the video. And then so if you watch the video too, that's kind of like the theme is like people talk about tokenomics or whatever too. I'm not really interested much in that, but just the world's largest airdrop, instead of being this meme of like, oh yeah, you get all your tokens, but none of them are valuable. It seems like Richard wants some of them, at least one of them, to become valuable. And if you scroll down, Ben, this was a good conversation with PulseChain Validator, commented here. He picked the coin he cares about, least paired it with free copy. And then my follow-ups too. At least the third one, I think is interesting. So if he wanted to brag about this stuff, if he wanted to use this to amplify the community, to bring more people in, to say, hey, I did something that's impossible, right? I gave you a copy of a coin and people think it's worth money, and people are coming here to provide liquidity, and they're making this building, they're helping me build this ecosystem because of that. And my theory is correct. Hart's law, all this stuff. If they actually get free money, if his audience doesn't get wrecked, because I've never seen Richard Schill. Remember, he used to talk about Byteball and stuff back in the day. But like in the modern era, I've never seen Richard even talk about other coins other than his. Very, very rare. And if he does, I've never seen him like create these farms around it too, and then talk about Bitcoin holders come over, all that stuff. So I wouldn't think that Richard's going to be like, oh yeah, let me just get everyone to go farm this stuff or whatever, and then wreck them. I think that's unlikely. And then he wants Hart Law to become this mainstream ideal of, hey, it is possible to do this stuff with liquidity and all that. But that's one I want to bring up. I think the world's largest airdrop is coming to fruition. That's one scenario that could be happening, but I could be interested in see what you guys think about it too.
Whoop, whoop. Wow.
Whoever wants to jump in.
I'll jump in. So yes, I guess I'd call myself a degen. I actually bought Wrap BTC several weeks ago. Not during the big pump up, a little bit before that. So I've had my Wrap BTC, and I set up a small liquidity position, had it set up, and was just running it. Why would I do something like that? Yes, I'm not giving that out as financial advice, but kind of like it's in the spirit of this. I brought PRCs over, ERCs to PRCs over as well. And so I have my PRC 20s, and I have a selection of ERCs that were wrapped. And you know what? I'm pretty sure I've lost money on every single thing that I've done. But what I did is I brought it over in order to bring value. So yes, you're welcome for anybody who picked that value up. And to support. So I see this as just being something that I couldn't do. I'm not going to be able to bring millions of dollars over and wrap BTC. But this is an onboarding effort to bring value into the chain. That's how I read the whole thing. And I think it's limited risk for a BTC holder. Yes, there's third-party risk from going through the bridge. But I think it's limited risk with an upside and being able to make some good bucks, some good money on it in the first place. That's for the Wrap BTC. And then, because you can earn the ink, and where else can you earn yield? If you're holding BTC, I don't know all the places. Maybe there's other places, but this is a place. And then so pairing it. Now I have a tinfoil hat theory, right? Richard explained this at one point in one of his tweets that there'll only be so many WBTCs, right? Because it's a limited supply. There's only so many that ever were created on Ethereum. And so this is not like other things that will continue to inflate. There is a copy period, and it makes it a perfect target. I don't want to use the parody word, but it makes a perfect target that if something evolves long enough with enough interest that it can come up in price. And so I think maybe it'll be a fraction. I don't know, but I think it can come up in price. And I sure as hell like $237 versus $50.
Yeah, a few weeks ago it was $50. Yeah, I think there's two parts to this too. It's the the degen part is almost like the tokenomics of like, oh my God, it's a scarcity. Hey, here's another coin that doesn't do anything. Let's low market cap, whatever it is. Let's try to pump it up and give it value. And then I say degen lightly though, but it's kind of like, okay, that's one play over here that I'm less interested in at least. And the other part is it being part of the bigger picture of of Richard's vision. And that's what makes me think twice about it. Like before I was like, yeah, wrap BTC, wrapped Ethereum, like any of the copies, I was like, I don't, I wasn't thinking they would have a lot of value. I don't think a lot of people did. But when Richard starts talking about the wrap BTC, and maybe you'll talk about other ones too, that just gets me thinking like, okay, is there something else here? Is there a bigger picture other than marketing, other than onboarding? Is there like, he literally wants to prove this, not just test the theory, he wants to do everything he can to prove the theory and to do something incredible.
What's the difference between the price of BTC and the price of wrap BTC on Ethereum? What's the difference in price?
Probably like 21%.
About the same, right?
Yeah.
About the same, right? Every other chain that wrap BTC is on, what's the value? Nearly every chain, the same as BTC.
Same, right?
Right. So why wouldn't we want wrap BTC on PulseChain to be close to the same value? Why wouldn't we? We would.
Because
right?
it's not redeemable though. That's the biggest picture. All the other ones, it's redeemable, right?
It's not redeemable. That's true. And that's a valid point, right? So therefore, maybe it's that fraction. But why would you want it to be at a higher price? You could. I mean, what's the difference between it and I create a token that has a limited supply that isn't going to be no more is going to be created? It can't be created.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the scarcity token aspect of it.
So and now there's something to do with it. And what can you do with it? You can have it. And you can pair it up with bridged BTC, wrap BTC.
Maybe it's not beach in play. Maybe the tokenomics actually do mean something more than that.
Again, you have to. Kind of put my business hat on, right, and be like, yeah, okay, there are different business models. I'm a big supporter of HEX, but we do have PulseChain. We want PulseChain to be successful. People got to come.
KryptoKhalil, I guess I'm taking over hosting since Ben is away from keyboard. What do you think? What if people just say, what is its purpose? What does it do other than be scarce? Like how would you steel man it from that kind of criticism?
Oh, well, I think Bitcoin just like, what does everybody know who's not in crypto? It's just they know Bitcoin and they'll be like, oh, how's your Bitcoin doing? No, when you're not in Bitcoin, you're just in crypto. You could be in any other altcoin, and it's just like, it's not driven off of hype, but it's just that one that's popular to. So I mean, the name itself kind of like holds value in a way, I guess you could say. Like, if you say, hey, instead of going to buy it on Coinbase, you could go on PulseChain and buy Bitcoin if that's really what you want to buy. It's still over here, and it has the same supply, has the same everything, and actually the price is down 99% from like what the actual price you would buy a Bitcoin on Coinbase is. Like, that's the way I would kind of think about it. Like, I don't know.
If it got to a few $1,000s, I wonder if people would be like, whoa, you can buy Bitcoin on PulseChain and it's cheaper than the regular Bitcoin. And They would, but I want there to be I don't know, part of me just wants there to be a narrative where it's like, that isn't immediately screamed at as scam. That isn't immediately screamed at as, it's not redeemable. Why does this thing have value? What are you guys doing? That's the part where I think, people that call it shitcoin and stuff like that, and they have valid point for like, what does it do other than that? Maybe the community will build on otherwise, but that's the part I wrestle with. Like, okay, how do you make this? How does this go from copies have no value to legitimate? Does it just need to go way up in price?
I think it has to do with community, right?
Somebody was saying that had something to do with like liquidity, trying to get like wrapped Bitcoin and people to actually provide liquidity in between it to make like PulseChain even more liquid than it already is in comparison to our assets on Ethereum.
Yeah,
but I don't really know like what they meant by that.
Well, the liquidity bonding in general for all the coins is kind of like back in the, like, I guess the question from that is like, what is back in the value? Yeah, like Crispy, what is back in the value of wrapped Bitcoin on PulseChain?
I think the value that's back there is just based on, again, community, right? Whether or not people want to do it or not, they want to use it or not for anything.
Incentivized.
But it's this is like such a, I don't know, the conversation is very germane to crypto in general, right? I can make the same argument for all this stuff. right? I can make the argument that no crypto is worth anything or not worth anything because none of it's backed, right? And quite often people make that argument to me. Like, I just don't get it. You guys made up these fake coin thingies, and you give them value, and they're worth something, right?
So basically, what we're trying to say is like that wrap BTC doesn't have a specific utility other than being able to provide liquidity.
Yeah, like PulseChain, I need it to do transactions, but like, why would I buy WBTC versus any other meme coin? Like that's I think it's a lot of questions people are going to be asking, and it's like, I don't have a good answer to that other than Richard's got some plan to make this thing valuable, I guess, because he keeps tweeting about it. And
well, it could be. Some people, even like last night, the guys in Tetra were talking about, there's some things we could do with this, right? We don't, you could add more farming, you could add more different things, but I think the primary utility of it is that if we give it value, it's kind of like acquiring customers. It's like the value that we give it acquires customers, and who are those customers? They are wrapped BTC holders on ETH who would be willing to come over, right?
Well, what's next too? Like, you think WBTC? Do you think we're going to get some wrapped ETH pools or some other coins to try to get them value? Like,
I degened into that thought a little bit. Yeah, I don't think wrapped ETH is going to happen that way. Maybe, but I doubt it, because wrapped ETH, and this is something I didn't understand until Richard had started tweeting about it today, is that basically I was like, wow, it's almost 1-to-1. That's pretty cool. It's one wrapped ETH to one pulse, and no duh, right? Well, yeah, of course it is, because it's the same token, basically. And he was pointing out that even swapping for it's a silly thing to be doing with wrapped ETH, because if you had the right front end, you just get 1-for-1. There should be no premium. It should be equal to the price of Pulse. So I would take wrapped ETH out of that equation for the moment, and just talk more generally about ERCs. Yeah, I mean, we have these copies over here, right? What would bring people over to use them, right? Why does anybody want to use any of these copies, right? It's kind of like the bigger question, because that's how you would attract new users, right? Is just having a thing enough? Look, I got a bunch of them. X token. So I think definitely speculation is a use case for sure. Earning rewards off of other people's speculation for sure. But I don't mean to be negative towards crypto, because obviously I'm pretty deep, as they say, right? I'm neck deep into this, right? So I'm not negative on crypto. I'm just saying this the same type of argument for everything. Like, why the hell would I, like you said, meme coins, right? Why is Pepe interesting to me, right? Why, pick Shiba? Why Shiba? I mean, none of these things really they certainly don't have a real world use case, right?
Well, there's a reason though you're more interested in certain ones than the others, to have a use case of some sort, like Pulse or PulseX or even Ink, the unknown thing. Just on WBTC, I had Neil for T-shares on. I think he did mention he talked about doing something with Tetra to stake INC token. Then I asked him, hey, would you make something to stake WBTC? Their wrap.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was you.
Yeah,
that was
you.
I was listening.
He said yes. So
I was watching your stream. I forgot it was your stream though.
Because I was trying to gauge, like, okay, and so if Richard's not going to build anything on it, or it's just like a liquidity play, or there's a lot of unknowns, will the community build on it? Will that like take a life of its own, or at least give it some kind of thing people can do with it? So,
maybe the way to look at this is, instead of looking at it from my purist point of view, right, of, hey, things really should have utility, yada, yada. Let me look at it the other way. People like money. I like money. I have something that's worth value called Bitcoin. Why would I come to PulseChain? Now, somebody made this happen, right? Why would I come to PulseChain? Well, hey, listen, I'm going to take my 2 Bitcoin. 4 Bitcoin. Let's call it 4 Bitcoin, because I'll meet the math from the chat. I take my 4 Bitcoin, I bring them over, right? It's minimal cost to bring it over. I got to pay a little bit, right? Now I got my 4-ish Bitcoin on PulseChain. Oh, now I swap 2 of them for value in the wrapped. Why would I do that? Because I like money, right? I figure people going to speculate that. I get the wrap BTC / the bridge BTC. I put up my pool. Now I'm earning 100% or whatever the number is, right? On that value. That would be one thing on that end, right? Why would I, as a PulseChain user, be interested? Well, I like money, so if I want to degen, so to speak, right, I would front run that buy and be like, oh man, let me get my WBTC at 50 bucks. I'm selling at 1,000, whatever, So it's that speculative engine catching people's attention because they would like to make more money. I think that might be a way. Go ahead.
If you buy real Bitcoin, is there even a way to, like, how, like, we're talking about providing liquidity in between wrap BTC and then BTC itself? Could you even do that if you just bought regular Bitcoin? Like, is there a way to earn yield and, like, earn liquidity? I mean, liquidity fees?
If you just have regular Bitcoin, well, you need to wrap. So that's the point of wrapping it, is so you can put it on the chain and then start using.
So you can do that
contracts.
On Ethereum.
Yeah. So you basically.
Oh, sorry.
On Bitcoin, I don't know if there is any decentralized way to do it. I mean, maybe all the stuff that failed before, I guess they were doing it. You were staking your Bitcoin or whatever. But yeah, that's the point of it.
The only way to actually earn yield on your Bitcoin would be if you kind of did it on PulseChain, or.
I mean, wrapping Bitcoin in general, PulseChain or any other DEX, I'm sure like Uniswap has pools and stuff too. But like, I'm trying to think of this as an angle of, okay, on PulseChain with your copy, would the Bitcoin people be interested in having a place to earn yield on their copy of their wrapped Bitcoin if there was volume and pools and stuff? And I guess that's another way to think about it. There is some money there to earn if you were going to participate in the system.
All right.
Yeah, good point. Guys, I got to drop though. Looks like I'm glad Crispy and Khalil showed up to carry on the conversation. And yeah, you guys can talk about whatever you want. I'm done hosting. Ben's back, and he's no longer silent. He's going to unmute his button. It's going to be great.
Dude, I forgot that I was still muted. Oops.
No worries.
Uh-oh.
No, great screen, man.
I don't think I said anything though. So
that's okay. You can go back to talking about fasting if you want to. I'll listen in for a little bit.
Nice. Well, we have a thing from You'll Never Walk Alone Hex about what about Matty Allen and his Time Pays Me offering? It's on the way soon. Are you heading out, RHMax?
Yeah, I got to head out.
All right. Everyone go follow and subscribe to RHMax. I have the links to everyone in the description of the video. You might have to refresh the page, but his handle's right. Oh wait, that's not his handle. Come on, man.
I mean, you can catch me at your local McDonald's serving up burgers if you want.
Go to your local McDonald's and he'll be there.
I'm fasting.
Don't ask me with the fries for that, though. I can't go to the fry area. I smell it, and it makes me sick because I want to eat them. They're so tasty.
I remember when you could buy those burgers for 15 cents. That's pretty sick.
I remember when a long time ago, probably around the same time period too that you're thinking of, they had the deals. Well, I think they were like 30 cents. You could get like 30-cent hamburgers and 25-cent hamburgers and 35-cent cheeseburgers. And I remember going there and just like being like poor and just like getting a bunch of them, just like murdering them with friends and family. Very, very fun. But yeah, it sounds like you were even cheaper when you were taking advantage of that awesome deal. 3 for $6.99 right here at McDonald's. Come on by, everyone. All right. See you guys later.
Out.
Later, Max.
Pac-Man's always stirring the pot in the chat. PHUX is another money grab vampire attached to Pulse ecosystem. Meh. I pass on PHUX.
Meh.
So You'll Never Walk Alone Hex. Is this in reference to wrapped Bitcoin? Like people can time lock? Are you saying? I don't know. I mean, what about it?
He might just been asking about it. So.
Okay. I think Maddie tweeted today that the audit is complete.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did mention last night he was waiting for the audit and hadn't come in.
Khalil got rugged or something. But what's been going on, Christopher, man? Last time me and you were on stream together, my power went out.
I know you rugged me, man. I was here talking to everybody for a little bit.
Yeah,
I
that
know.
was unfortunate. I was like having a really good time, and then my power went out, and I don't have good phone service where I live, so I couldn't even like message anyone. I was like, I literally went on a walk and was like, had messages in Telegram to the chat, and I was like, go through.
All you had was that little clock at the bottom. It's timing,
I was like, I hope they don't think I got like murdered or something.
We were worried about you. I was thinking, maybe we ought to send somebody to look for you, find out what happened. But you did post up. I checked, and you had posted up, so I saw that.
Nice. Oh, You'll Never Walk Alone Hex is just asking about time pacing. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's a cool idea. And
Fox Mulder. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be useful for like a certain percentage of people who, like he says, the way he explains it is like if you have something going on where you want to get rid of a bad habit, do something. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would benefit from using it.
Yeah.
And
definitely. I can't remember. I think he took the yield part out of it, where you could earn from people. I don't know. There's a bunch of features that were there, and then they were taken away. I'm not actually sure on what the final product is because it was being tweaked a lot. Do you know, Crispy Man?
No, I don't. I mean, I generally know what he's doing, but I don't have the specs on it. I'm not close to that. But the idea being that I can take any token and or coin on PulseChain, I guess it'd be a token in this case because that's how it'd be handled as WPLS. But take any token and be able to deposit it in there, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
The real question is will that cure everyone's anger from not being able to single stake PulseX?
I doubt it.
Hey, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, that was like, weird. Am I wrong where I said in the fact that I've seen Richard literally post that it's just gonna have to wait? Isn't it literally just that? He never said that we're never gonna have it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of people reacted pretty viscerally,
right. And I look at the tweet. I'm like, the tweet literally says single-sided staking is just gonna have to wait. I'm like, why is everybody getting mad?
At the end, yeah. But there were some other tweets in the beginning, right? That were I took it as him messing with people's heads because I listen, I don't even follow all the Twitter stuff, that goes on because there's too much crap out there. But somebody had started with making some sort of proposition that it should be printing ink, and then others demanding to know when it was going to start, and people are on that. And so he started reacting, and at one point said, who said there was ever going to be single-sided staking?
Don't you feel bad for putting words in my mouth? I believe it was something along
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if anything, I think it should be ink though, because then like somebody had posted something showing that you would be earning PulseChain, but then why would you want it to be PulseChain and make that like a coin that everybody would be dumping?
Well, you know why I'd be pissed? So I'll put myself in somebody's shoes. So I let's just say I received the message. However, whether he really said it or didn't say it, I think that based on what he said, we're going to have no single-sided staking. Why would that piss me off? It pissed me off because I was really counting on a bunch of other people coming in to stake PulseX to drive the price up so they can get worthless tokens and I could sell on their heads. That's why I'd be pissed off, right? That's I'm not saying anybody actually feels that way, because maybe somebody truly would like the opportunity to get the free tokens, right? Maybe that's what it is. But that's one scenario, right? Why people be pissed.
I feel like I set myself back in like the stress, like stuff that people are trying to go through with it. It was because I wasn't even focused on that. I wasn't even like people saying, yeah, single-sided staking's coming. And I'm like, I forgot about that. That's almost like back when like you sacrifice and by the time PulseChain comes out, sometimes you're forgetting that PulseChain's even going to be out any day now. So it's like not even kind of, I don't know. It wasn't relying on it coming out. So it wasn't ever like a thing when we already have single-sided staking in hands.
Pac-Man says RH is a smart guy. He is timing all the events, markets, bear end times to all. Just be patient. We'll get paid well. All I did was to load up at Lowe's PulseX 27s all the way while all panic clowns sold. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes no sense to do anything like bullish right now. You know, I think there's a bunch of guys looking for exit liquidity on Pulse and PulseX, you know, like maybe they're like, screw this thing. RH isn't live streaming. He's not tweeting. You know, I'm angry. I don't believe in Pulse and PulseX anymore. Let's get back to all time high and I'll go ahead and I can dump my bag. Why would RH want to give people exit liquidity, you know, by doing stuff that's like bullish or whatever? So I think there is some truth to the fact that he's kind of trying to time his live streams and because think about it, if he comes back to live stream, I think he wants to be like bragging, you know, like, hey everyone, I'm back and look at the price chart, it's up and it's going great. And then all of a sudden, hey, single-sided staking is here, when there's actually like mania coming into the market, you know, because right now, like, would it really do much? Oh, single-sided staking, maybe we'd get like a little baby pump. Would we even do much with PulseX, even go to the SAC rate price? Like, I really don't think it would even do much.
Well, I don't know. I speculated that it would. You're right, because I took my eye off of PulseX waiting for this, right, potentially to happen. Not that I was planning to sell anybody's head, but I would have participated. I would have put PulseX in, right? Assuming I understood what I was doing and everything when it came out. Why would I do that? To get exposure to whatever those new tokens would be. So what would I have to do? I'd probably have to go buy PulseX. Me personally, right? Because all the PulseX I have is tied up at the moment. And so, yeah, I mean, it could have created that. And plus, you had a lot of people swapping out of PulseX, which is why the value is down so much. And that being the case, all of those guys who would have then decided, oh, no, I screwed up, I need to get PulseX so I can go stake it, they would have to rebuy it. Now, your guess is as good as mine as far as how much of that would really happen.
I mean, it is a good point. I mean, I just heard people talking about single-sided staking. It was in the first test net, and we never saw it again. I didn't really hear anything about it. So is it just me, or like, I didn't really give a shit. I was kind of like, well, you know, whatever. And when he said that, I was like, huh, yeah, I don't really remember him ever really talking about it all the time. So like, whatever. Like, I was kind of like, oh yeah, that'll be cool to be able to, you know, just single-side stake my PulseX, you know, because I was kind of like, oh, it'll come. But when he said it wasn't, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing now, which is like nothing. So it's like nothing really changed.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I looked at it.
Yeah, and you know, and I'm not saying that this is what's going on, so we're just spitballing, throwing stuff up against the wall, talk about it. But so I don't want anybody quote me and say, this is what I think. One possibility, though, is, hey, listen, this is a business-like thing, even if it isn't a business centralized. I've got this new environment up, this new L1. Perhaps it shouldn't be diluted right away with a bunch of crap. I get enough of that already, so perhaps I want to hold off on single-sided staking, because single-sided staking is another marketing effort, right? It's a marketing deal. What do I mean by that? I shouldn't say it's an effort, but it's a mechanism to do that. I create Crispy Coin, right? And now I'm going to give half of it away to the people who stake. And over X period of time, I'm going to give away this much. And so people run in because they want Crispy Coin, right? And now Crispy Coin is out there and people are buying and trading Crispy Coin, which has no value because it has absolutely no utility, right? And so it's a distraction. It's another drain. Maybe we're just not mature enough yet. And maybe the viewpoint is we're not mature enough yet to have that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, like what he said was the truth. He was like, yeah, you want to put your coins in a contract just to get other worthless coins that will just like go to zero. Like, I mean, that's kind of the truth. I saw K4K like posted a screenshot of the pancake swap or whatever, had single sided staking. Like you just do it and you get like a bunch of like random coins that, especially now, no one would probably care about.
Mm-hmm.
But during the bull run, you know, when speculation, we get the bull run and we get all these people here, mania, it would make more sense to kind of like announce that kind of thing, because that's when everyone's like, oh, like the narrative is going and everyone's like running around like a chicken with their head cut off, like, oh my god, you know, I got a single side stake for the XYZ token that's an AI generative gold store value coin. Like, because right now you just go, oh, these coins suck, but then the bull run, people might actually buy into the narratives of some of these coins that are being given away for free, which, you know, could work out, could not. But to me, it makes sense to not do it anytime soon. But I mean, I don't really know. I don't really care that much, and I don't really know that much. So there you
I think
have it.
regarding to that same RH tweet where he stated that even go.hex.com isn't even working properly right now for everybody on PulseChain. So that's obviously like a way more important thing to be worrying about instead of trying to stream or trying to make sure single-sided staking comes out. And he was trying to fix, he was making adjustments to the auto router so that we get better deals on our swaps and stuff. Like he's trying to fix like the most important things, honestly. Because if you can't even use like PulseChain was made for Hex. Go.hex.com isn't working properly for everybody. So why would we not put that in front and worry about that before we worry about something else like single-sided staking, a deflationary token, and freaking streaming? When like, yeah, like you said, he wants to be able to at least brag a little bit about what he made. But how do you do that while you meanwhile still fixing a whole bunch of things that needs to be fixed? I think
Yeah,
that's
I also wonder if he's kind of like stepping back because of all the SEC stuff, maybe, and like if with his hex front end down. I mean, app.icosa.pro works great. There's other front ends. It's kind of like, oh, look, I'm so uninvolved. My own front end doesn't even work. Like, what do you mean? You know, so just staying off the radar. Oh, I'm not even live streaming. I'm not even tweeting. He tweets about anytime he has tweeted about stuff. It seems like he's like PulseX and all that stuff. He like deletes it. He isn't really tweeting much about his own things. He's not live streaming. So I think it could be like a double thing where like wait for bullish times and also like, you know, it's kind of a good time to just kind of lay low with the SEC going around bonking people on the head.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. It's all speculation, but Kaisa makes a good point. I don't know why people are still doubting Richard Hart, who will do its best for PulseX and his ecosystem. If single-sided staking doesn't come fine, there are plenty of options to earn yield in this ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%.
And guess what's up? 14% today.
Yeah, I don't think
Good thing
doubting.
we can think of that stake.
I don't like doubting Richard Hart. I've learned my lesson there. So, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people maybe they came in, and I really do think it's good to watch RH's early stuff. You really get an idea for how smart he is. I think people they came in like, oh, he made Hex. He was even before he made Hex, he was like a very smart commentator on the crypto space. He would destroy people in debates, you know, even before Hex, you know. It just really good stuff where you realize how smart he is, and then you also have Hex. Then you also have him like calling the Bitcoin top like twice. I'm pretty sure he called the 20K top like a year or two in advance. He was like, Bitcoin will top at 20K, and then it did. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, well, yeah, he did do that in advance. And I think if you actually look at the calls, even his call on Bitcoin, even though we had a double, sort of like a double top, but you can't really say it's a double top. But even though we went into the 60s twice, right, in 21, if you had been playing the cycle game of getting in the bear and then getting out when he called that top, you did very well. Did very well. You know, and so it was good advice, you know, to be able to do that. And then you would have been able to turn around and buy more Bitcoin at 18, 17, you know, 20. I forget how low, but there's other prices. So.
That's a good point from Pac-Man. 90% will not make it. Most will sell for 1x or peanuts.
I'm here for the peanuts.
Yeah, what's wrong with peanuts, dude? Boiled peanuts are pretty good.
Oh, you meant peanuts. Got it. Yeah.
Is that a meme coin, peanuts?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe. It's a good point, I guess. I mean, it's Wrap BTC isn't his coin, though, so it's kind of like he can just be like, look, I'm promoting Wrap Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think people try to, I do it too, by the way, but I think we try to, you know, divine meaning out of what he says.
Yeah,
more extensively than necessary. You know,
5D
like
chess. I see we got Disciple. Disciple, man, I'll send you the link. Why are you being a stranger? Why don't you come on in here? I'm about to DM it to you right now.
That's what it's all about, shaking them out. Man, listen, that's how it works. Wash, rinse, repeat, you know. It's how it goes.
Got to find your Twitter, Pulse Disciple.
I see Ted.
I found you. There it is. The link has been sent. Uh-oh. Ted Nelson, good to see you. Disciple and Westcott and Wales and ATX had a nice, pretty entertaining stream last night.
Oh, yeah. I saw it listed. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah. It's pretty entertaining. Loved the tweet someone did about RH is playing 5D chess with us all. He's so many moves in front of us. I agree with that. I do think he's ahead of everyone. Like, he's kind of ahead of the game on what he's doing. Like, a lot of stuff he does, and then you're like, oh wow, that was so smart in hindsight. So yeah, I just sit back and, you know, enjoy the show, I guess. Enjoy the ride, see what happens. You sold for chicken nuggets.
Nope. Chicken wings, not chicken nuggets. Wings.
Chicken nuggets are good too.
Not those boneless ones. So.
Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Yeah, I got a chart on chicken wings. The price of chicken wings in Pulse.
Disciple says, "I'm driving, big homie." That's
right.
I am big homie. I was at the gym today, so the camera angle doesn't do justice, but I'm like huge, you know. So thanks for
that creatine again.
That's right. I'm on my creatine, day 2. So, Chris, man, did you just say you have a chart of chicken wings and Pulse price? Can you show that? That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, sure, I do. I only if somebody else gives me a country, I'll add it. But right now, I just have Mexico and U.S.
Disciple says they're just talking shit. Yeah. On the Whales only stream.
I don't know why when they all stream together, I can't like sleep. Like, I was up till 1:30 a.m. last night watching it.
They have an energy, you know. There's a whole energy that goes on. Like, feed off each other.
Oh God, I think I picked up one of their previous ones, streams when they were together. Mm-hmm. All right, I shared it out over you. Let me move over to the chicken wings.
Wait. What the heck?
Yeah, it's a little novelty chart. So this is based on the approximate cost of chicken wings in the U.S.
Wings, 6 wings.
Yeah, it's like a 12. The 12 is pretty. Yeah, 12
wings.
Yeah, I mean, chicken and fries, man. No, I could call it 8. I don't know.
I
But
don't
the
know.
picture doesn't go with it, though. I think I stole the picture from the place that they got them in Mexico. They did a Mexican meetup in Mexico, and they were talking about paying for their chicken wings and pulse. So I made the chart, and they had picture. They had the picture of the, they had the picture of the receipt, and so I just grabbed the price off that. And the average price right now in the U.S. is about $10 for, chicken wings and fries. But yeah. I mean, so if you're in the U.S. and you want to, this is how valuable Pulse is at the moment. But be careful. I wouldn't spend it on this. 102,000 Pulse will get you an order of wings and fries. But if you go down to Mexico, 75,000 will do it.
Man, we just wait till it's 10 Pulse for basket of wings. How about that?
How about that? Do you like that? I like that. I don't know. I don't know when $1 happens, but I like the idea of that.
Yeah. You'll never walk on Hex says show Axis this one. Yeah, I don't think Axis ever made a chart like this.
I know. Maybe I'll just do novelty charts from now on.
Good to see you, Raven Boy Crypto. Shout out to Raven Boy Crypto. He's a regular. So, all right. Someone wants me to, PHUX Moldar wants me to pull up Richard Hart's newest tweet. Okay. Let me do that. It's kind of funny. Woman unsatisfied with her bank decides to leave a grenade inside. What
the fuck?
Oh my God.
Damn.
And cryptocurrency solves this.
Oh, you see, she gave like that courtesy flush, right? She pushed those guys away and said, "Hey, you better leave. This place is gonna blow up."
Yeah, she's like, get out of here. What the heck?
He just shared that?
Yeah. Like 15 minutes ago or 20-ish minutes ago. So that's kind of
that's crazy.
Fun. Wrapped Bitcoin is at $270. Okay.
Let's go, man.
Mr. Crypto J is talking about buying copied over wrapped ETH. I don't know. It's all risky doing all that kind of stuff. So, everyone, I don't know.
Yeah, well, as we were talking about before, just remember that, wrapped ETH on PulseChain should be the same value as Pulse. And if you're paying more than what Pulse is, then you're getting a bad deal. So just be careful, because there are people who can do their own printing. So if you think of it this way, that's why you see the price go up. And this is what Richard was getting after. You don't want to pay a premium on that stuff.
Yeah, this sounds like a premium to me. I'm pretty sure you can get more Pulse, more than 1 million Pulse for $100. So I don't know. Yeah. Might not be a good deal.
Yep. I fall down these paths every once in a while. I'll do some shit coinery for sure. But
yeah. Well, that's what they're saying in the Whales Only stream last night. They're basically saying, people can do that, but if you only have a couple $1,000, it's probably not worth even messing with that kind of stuff. And you might as well just set it, forget it. And then, because imagine God Whale has billions of dollars. He can afford to send 800 million Pulse to whatever, or 800 million Hex to whatever, so maybe best to just stick with the core coins. I mean, I talk about all the time, a big mistake I made with Polygon was Polygon went from, 1.5 cents, 2 cents, all the way up to 40 cents. I felt like I was rich, and I started throwing all my Polygon into these random projects, yield farming, and I lost a lot of it. I literally could have done, and I was doing so much. I was sitting there with my ledger, click, 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 harvest, this, that, doing all kinds of degen stuff. And I could have bought it, gone and, been working out every day, exercising, doing whatever, come back and been like 10 to 20 times, made 10 to 20 times more money. So, just something to think about. Sitting on your hands, doing nothing, definitely, I don't know, can really be the best. It doesn't feel right because we're like wired as humans. We're like, oh, we have to work more to get more. But it's with crypto, it's really like doing less is better.
Yeah.
Like my crypto laptop, which good thing to do if you can get up to that point, have a laptop crypto only. It's turned off, just sitting there like most of the time. Like 90% of the time, it's just sitting there turned off, and I don't even like pay attention to it. So buy and hold, stake the hex. That's what I like doing. You got to figure it out for yourself. So
well, I think for all the things I did in the past, man, I did nothing but lose when I chased little things like that. Things I knew, just because somebody said something, oh, this is a good idea. I did that. That's how I learned, right? And lost all my money. Because, well, most of it anyways. But I was like, well, wow, everything goes up. I'm a genius. Crypto's amazing. Right?
Yeah, how could genius in the bull market?
Yeah, how could I not know that I was a genius, right? Well, all these coins, the Khhalil coin, the Ben Dubard coin, the Crispy coin. I bought them all. They were all going up. It was like instant 20x's. Who would have thought they'd fall off the face of the earth, right? Never come back. Right? Went to zero in 2018, right? So my best success was just concentrating on hex. And so, yeah, I think that was a good learning experience. Also learned a lot from Richard, of course. But I think sticking with your main 1, 2 maybe squeezes initially is a good thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the other side of that now, right? So I got this bag of stuff of hex, right? Now I got 2 hexes and got all this free stuff that came with the hex, and then I went into the Pulse and I got the PulseX, right? So now I would do like Crispy coin. I think there's one out there already. Not mine, by the way, not mine. Right. But now when I do something, if I want to spend $50 on something and go play around, like I get upset over $200. So if I lose $200, I'll get upset. So I don't like to lose money, but if I want to, do like tiny percentage, not even a percent of a percent, like $50 and try something. No, I do that sometimes, but I recognize that I'm throwing it away. It's literally throwing money away.
Yep. And whatever you decide to do, you got to remember that you decided that, and it's your fault, not anyone else's. So that's a really good advice, I think.
Ben DeBard told me to do it.
So you got to learn. You can't just blame other people, because I had a situation where this guy, I trusted him, and lost like $8,000 worth of Polygon. About around that much, and I think we're still at like 40-ish cents, and I was so salty, and I was like, fuck that guy, but then it took me a little while to really just take the responsibility, like I did that. That's how you got to be. I think if you're just going around blaming other people, you're not going to learn the lesson of, oh, I shouldn't have listened to this random guy, and you're going to do it with another guy and another guy. And you're going to keep saying, well, it was that guy's fault and that guy's fault and that guy's fault. It's your fault for like randomly listening to these people and trusting them, so.
Yeah, some people just ain't meant to be in crypto. You just have to literally kind of rule number 1 is to have self-responsibility over your coins. Like that's what crypto is. I feel like it's weird that a lot of people won't think about that when it comes down to it, or like a lot of people on Twitter, but that just goes to show you how many people on Twitter just can't hold themselves responsible for their own financial funds.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it, of course, you guys know this from looking around. I mean, it's like high school.
Yeah.
You're a lot closer. You're a lot closer to high school than I am, but I mean, I remember. It's like high school. It's like we're gonna play games and shit talk and all this other stuff going on. I mean, and people just like let their emotions run wild. And
It really is. There's a song I used to like called High School Never Ends, and it like sings about that. And it's like, it really doesn't. You go to, whatever social setting you're in, people are just like people, and everyone's like, oh, they're like that, and these guys are like this, and these guys do this, and these guys do this, and there's all like these groups and like the mingling and the whatever. So we're just like humans, and we get in these little groups, and we do the same things and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, most of us are grown ass adults, right? And so, but I know people that I've been talking to for a couple of years that are part of these same communities, heard all the same stuff I heard. Man, they're like, one weird tweet and they're flipping out.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are like people who are grown adults, but there are a lot of people who are just, they never leave that I don't know, high school. I guess you call it high school mindset is the term we could use for it, but because I know people like that, not even in crypto, just in my life, in general. Where I'm like, who cares? Like, oh, we're gonna get free. Did you see Pete Davidson's dating this person now? I'm so angry about it. What? Who gives a shit?
Yo,
Yeah.
I appreciate the stream with you guys, but I gotta go. My boy's upstairs, so I gotta go get him.
All right, man.
Cool. Nice to see you, man.
Coming on.
Appreciate you guys.
See a face with the name now. Well, I think I'll leave in a few minutes too, but I think your topic's a good topic. Makes me think of this, right? I didn't become an adult until I was probably in my 40s, right? Before I took responsibility for a lot of different things, right? Like, it doesn't mean I was a bad guy. It doesn't mean I was doing anything wrong. It's just like mindset wise, like, you know what? If this has to do with my retirement stuff and all this, and being financially independent. If you don't take responsibility for your future, it ain't gonna happen, right? Maybe you luck out, maybe, right? But most people don't work out for them if they don't take responsibility. What does responsibility look like? Responsibility in being an adult looks like having plans, being consistent, delaying gratification, all the things that we don't like and want to do. Like, those aren't my favorite things to do. I mean, there are things you can adapt to do. And one of the things, which is that delayed gratification, is what's responsible for a lot of this. A lot of people really think, they've read enough stupid memes about $1,000 and you'd have $10 million in SHIB right now and all that crap, right? Okay, that happened to somebody. Maybe it really did happen. That ain't how it usually works, right? And usually you got to do the work. That means 10,000 steps, 10,000 hours, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm not fat because I walk all day, right? So, you know what I mean? It's just, you got to take responsibility for the stuff that you want. So when we talk about crypto, yeah, it takes time, and just because you came with $100 doesn't mean that you're gonna make it, right? But you know what? Consistently coming in with $100 over a period of time and doing smart stuff with it that you can, delay gratification on it allows that stuff to build. And it's just like that outside of crypto too, right? I mean, my investments, they went, somebody didn't hand me $500,000. Say, here you go. Here's your investment money. Go invest it. It was year after year after year of saving. And when I really took full responsibility for stuff, then I got it. And, that's when I was able to change my saving rate to be 50% of what I was making, Then I had a goal and some idea of where the hell I was headed, And you apply that stuff to crypto, same type of thing. I mean, sure, I want to be rich right now, but I also would like to be rich in 4 years. you know,
Right.
and I can be twice as rich if I wait 4 years.
It's a good way of putting it. Yeah, there's like there's like the biological sense of becoming an adult, but then there's also like I guess the societal, cultural sense or whatever. So like, you're older and you have a beard and whatever, and you've lost hair on your head or whatever, so you're an adult. But then there's also like the actions and the other stuff. So yeah, that was something I grew up and started. I don't know, there's people like I looked up to growing up. I would look up to them, and then it got to a point where they stayed the same and I kept growing, and I was like, damn, I don't even like. And it's weird, and it's kind of like, man, I used to look up to you, and now I kind of like don't want to be like you. And I just saw like, and then I'm like, wow, a lot of these adults aren't like, holy crap, they're like how I was when I was 14, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is who I was looking up to, and like stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but that's wise words from Crispy Man.
Yeah, I don't know how it was, but it's definitely how I feel about it. But I don't know.
Yeah,
it can come. It can come. Now, see, you're yeah, I know. We're decades different age. It's fine, right? I actually work. It's funny. I've been at work when I was working. I'm working with people of all ages and stuff, right? But it's hard to believe when you're in your 30s, late 20s to be like, yeah, there comes a time. Well, there does come a time where, you look at it and you're like, how am I going to accomplish what it is I want? You can't just be like I'm going to be a millionaire someday,
Yeah. I think I'm partially an adult. Not sure.
Well, yeah, this might sound insulting to you, but I don't mean it to be insulting. The human brain, particularly in men, doesn't fully develop until about 25 or 26. And yeah, so that stuff's still forming. And you don't think it's so like we'd all agree, probably everybody listening would agree with this if I said it. Like a teenager doesn't really know about the world, right? Well, we all assume that you get to some magical age, you're 18, and all of a suddenly you understand all this shit and how it works. But I didn't like that. Right? It takes time. It takes time for for you to form. And so, yeah, you do have development right into your late 20s mentally, and then of course there's learning on top of that stuff. I don't think I ever got past 15, but.
Raven Boy says he's 38 and his brain still hasn't formed.
Yeah.
Franklin says shit is hard. Gotta focus. My thing is, I smoked a lot of weed from like 18 to 23, so probably did some damage there. But I think I'm still pretty smart considering all of that. Like, I really don't think I don't know. Like, what am I gonna do? Sit around and be like, oh, I'm so upset I smoked weed, But but yeah, I'm 25 and some change. So I guess my powers are almost fully formed, and everyone will fear me.
Yeah, maybe we can go have a Twitter battle about how I said you don't have a fully formed brain.
Crispy Man called me a dimwit. God.
No, I think there's actual science to back up what I'm saying. It's not.
I've heard that too, and that was one of the things that really made me want to not smoke as much weed, because it was like, if you're smoking weed before 25, it could really hurt you. And I was like, oh shit, I know this is bad, but I keep doing it. And your lungs, it hurts your lungs. Just smoking anything hurts your lungs. And my fiance is a nurse, and she was always like, hey, I know it's not tobacco, but it's still hurting your lungs and stuff. And I'm like,
well, I'm sitting here smoking cigars, so it makes me pretty smart too, right? Yeah, I'm with you. But it's funny. Things are different though, right? And everybody's got their own path. You're gonna follow it and figure it out. I mean, by the time I was 25, I already had 3 kids. I already finished my first career. I was in the Navy for 6 years,
Oh my God.
and so I'm married, 3 kids, and all that at 25. So, but I do look back. It's more self-observation about what the hell did I know then versus what do I know now, and not only what did I know, but like how did I deal with things, and because we just started by talking about how people react, and I sometimes forget everybody doesn't have the same experiences I have, right?
Mhm.
Or nor are we the same ages, right? And so sometimes when I see the stupidity, call it stupidity, going around, you got to kind of like equalize this out and wonder, like, well, maybe,
You're like,
maybe.
that guy only has half a brain.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Only half
Still
a brain.
growing in the petri dish.
It's still up there, up. But, all right, man. I'm gonna cut out because I gotta go. I gotta fix the lawnmower.
That's cool. I gotta take my puppy on a walk and get some outside time. But go. So first of all, everyone go follow Khalil because I forgot to shout him out when he left. I put all the links are in the description. So Khalil, go follow him. He tweets a lot of good stuff. He also has a YouTube which I linked. I don't know how much Khalil posts there or anything, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to go look because I don't know if I already found him or not. I see him out in the chats quite a bit though.
Yeah, he's pretty active. So, and he's been on the BYOB stream before with me and Disciple and Westcott. So, yeah, Kaisa, thanks for being here. Thank you, everyone who's been in the chat. Go follow Crispy Man. His links are there. And then hexfire.io is his awesome website.
Chicken wings for everybody. Yeah, it's not so awesome at the moment, but yeah. I'm working on it, getting it back up.
Have you thought of putting that chart against like other random things too?
Yeah, I thought about doing that. Most whatever the most popular commodities might be. I suppose a lot of people get a kick out of how much pulse for so much weed, that type of thing.
Like
Maybe
an eighth of weed or something. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
That might help some people quit. Man, I
was going to say ounce, but eighth is okay.
An ounce. Whoa. Crispy Man. We don't know what Crispy Man was in. He worked in the Navy, all right, back in
dude.
Back in the day. He was in the Navy.
My timing there was bad in terms of that. Before I went in the Navy, it was quite common, in the 70s for people to smoke weed and be in the military. But they started in late 70s, early 80s, urine testing, right? Urine analysis. They do piss tests all the time. So my first introduction in the Navy was to, the drill instructor watching everybody, take a leak to make sure that it wasn't being faked,
I was saying you were transporting on those boats. You never know what was in there.
Oh yeah, that too.
All those ounces and pounds.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. Been more than a few people got caught doing that, I think. So.
Oh man. All right. Well, you're going to fix your lawnmower.
Yeah, I broke it yesterday mowing my neighbor's lawn.
Do you have a riding or a push?
I had a riding mower this year. My, one of my kids is involved in let's call it the junk business, junk removal. Anyways, I got a free one. So I got a free driving mower. I broke it going up and down a hill. Nothing. Cool. This thing could be a lot of fun, man. 40 miles an hour. Popping wheelies. Yeah.
40 miles an hour? Are you serious?
Nah. I'm just making that up. But fast enough to pop a wheelie, though, going up a hill. I've been careful.
Cool. Yeah, I used to mow lawn a lot, and I had a push mower. I kind of miss it sometimes.
Yeah, I like doing it. I like doing it with the push mower. I have one, of course, right? Because it gets a lot of steps in. Right. I can do 4,000 or 5,000 steps just mowing the lawn. But I'm doing two of my neighbors' lawns too, and so the mowers a lot better for that, you know, the rider. But I would never spend the money for it, man. You know, like I'm not going to spend $2,000 on a freaking lawnmower, right? I'll go out there and cut it with a pair of scissors first. But somebody gives it to me for free. Now I got to fix it though, so free's free.
Cool. All right. Well, see you later. Thanks everyone again. We'll probably see you soon. Go follow Crispy Man and all the other speakers who are here in the description.
Yeah. Hit the like, man. Hit the like before you go.
Yeah, that's right. Hit the like button. Subscribe to me if you aren't. Check out all my links and stuff down there as well. But yeah, see everyone